Hey, it's Chrissy, and I want to give you a little share, a little update on my health and what I've been realizing in this way of living. So, starting in January, I did something new, something I've never done, and I decided to start eating differently. I've always been very committed to eating whatever I want, anytime I want, and I experimented with some pretty disordered eating in college. And so this has always been a wound for me. Something around food has brought up something that needs some tending to and some healing. And so in December 2017, I realized that I was just feeling really tired and groggy all the time. And I was eating pretty unhealthy. And so it was time to make a change. So I did the Whole 30 in January, which is a 30-day reset of taking out certain foods like, okay, so gluten, dairy, grains, sugar, alcohol, legumes, all these different additives and oils. And the point is, you take all of this stuff out, and then by the end of it, you have all this new energy and all this clarity. A lot of people heal illnesses and stuff. And then you reintroduce foods to find out what you're sensitive to. Well, I did this. The first 3 weeks were wild. It was scary, and I got pretty depressed at times because I was so used to self-soothing with food. But then finally, the final week, I was at my centering prayer retreat and waking up every morning at 5 with all this clarity and focus and energy, and realized there's something to this. I want to keep going with this way of eating, and I kind of turned it into a spiritual practice. And so I did it at our core retreats, did my best to, traveling. Every once in a while, it was impossible to eat this way, but hey, like I did my best and did a really, really good job of it, and haven't had any alcohol this whole time. So let me tell you what happened this weekend. I go out to dinner with my mom and dad, and there was something in my intuition, like a little whisper before this dinner, sharing with me that, Chrissy, like, this is starting to feel like an obsession. Something about the way you're eating right now, it doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel free, it feels pretty restrictive. Like, this is what I was ignoring, but it was confirmed at dinner with my parents because they could tell how much I was struggling, because I wouldn't order what I wanted to order. I wouldn't take bites of my mom's fried chicken and mashed potatoes, and I was just freaking out. And they were laughing at me, like with me, because I was like, there's so much shame, I can't do this. And my mom then so lovingly just shared, honey, like this could resemble an eating disorder if you're not careful. What about having fun? And I can't remember the exact words she used, but it really struck a chord with me. And Steve was there too, my boyfriend, and he also helped me see that, Christy, like, this is about living your life. And right now, it doesn't seem that fun. What you're doing right now is really restrictive. And so I realized that, yeah, that's what it is. I've been restricting myself and not having all the food freedom that they speak of in the Whole 30. And I haven't reintroduced certain foods to see what I'm sensitive to and what I'm allergic to and whatnot. I've just been obsessing over this. And it's also been healthy, and it's been great. It's been an awesome discipline and commitment, but something wasn't right. So I had a couple bites of my mom's fried chicken and a couple bites of her mashed potatoes, and they taste delicious. But immediately, shame! So much shame just started swallowing me whole. And the next morning, there was all this shame, and I started making myself wrong. This inner critic came in just saying, can't believe you did that. You went to the dark side. You ate gluten. You ate dairy. You're not strong enough. You're not committed. Oh my God. And like, it just did not feel good. And all I did was eat a couple bites of chicken and mashed potatoes. So fast forward to yesterday, I had some couples therapy, and some of the attention was on me. And I just got to see that how I've been restricting myself with food. I've been restricting myself in life, and how I show up online and how I show up in the world. And I want to be free, and I want to start introducing foods that I used to really, really love, so I can go on healthy dates with Steve and enjoy my life. So after the session, I was like, I want to eat pizza. Let's go eat pizza. So we went to Pizza Delfina, and without any shame, without any guilt, just with joy and ecstasy, I enjoyed pizza and devoured it, and it was so good. And I even had a little bit of Steve's wine. I had like half a glass, and I enjoyed every minute of it. And shame and disgust and guilt, not good for the digestion either, not good for the spirit. So I got to enjoy it all. And then I was just really conscious throughout it. I knew this was coming from my healthy self, and I went to bed without any shame, woke up without any shame, and meditated, did the same thing that I always do, and woke up with all this energy and realized I'm not bloated. I feel good. And so I'm committed to living a free life. The whole point of Whole30 was to transform my relationship to food and transform the way I eat and the way that I cook and produce meals. And I'm going to keep cooking that way. But every once in a while, if there's a 10 out of 10 dessert, I'm going to eat it. Every once in a while, if there's a burger, if there's, I don't know, pizza, fried chicken, I'm going to eat it and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to do it all the time. I'm not going to binge. It's going to be conscious, but that's what I'm claiming for my life now. So maybe you relate to this. I don't know if you've been on a health journey yourself, but I'd love to hear what your process has been around healthy eating and what comes up for you. Do you have an inner critic that shows up? So this is my little breakthrough. Thanks so much for watching, and I love pizza. I just have to tell you. Bye.